Right, let's have a look at wheel boxes. This is what was fitted to my Simca. A really long shaft on that because it has to pass through a double skin thickness of bodywork. So I've got this. I've got one of these tubes. The other one was missing, and that looks to be an original part. The end's completely missing. There's no spline on the end. Somebody's drilled a hole through it. So that's that, and that number is 7269B, and it's got 22 teeth on there. This is the sort you normally see around, and these are around in their 100, but you can see the difference in the length there. And this is a 72851A, 22 teeth again, and this is off a Mini pre-1970. After that date they had more teeth, I think 32 or something. I've got a 72845A, no idea what this is off, but this has got 24 teeth, so no good to me. Now the problem I've got with this, well, several problems. This gear here is pretty gnarled up, and I got no spline on here. So can I rob some parts off this? Because that's got a pretty good gear on there. This is peened over, and I guess this is peened over. So I think I'll be able to knock that shaft through there. But this is going to be pretty delicate. This is like an aluminium. So can I knock that out, weld that section onto there, and use that gear on there, push it back on and peen it over? I think I'm going to start trying to dismantle this piece. One little feature only on this one is this little tab here. You can bend that in and out to adjust the end float on the shaft, which is quite neat. The other two don't have it. You know, you bolt it on and that's it. Where's the camera? There it is. I wonder if that'll punch out. Put my goggles on so I can see there. Okay, that looks all right. You would think that would just pull out, but it doesn't. Why doesn't that come out? Like the spline's bigger than the hole. Must be pushed in from this end and then that peened over, I guess. See if it'll knock through. very tight. And then we got that, I haven't got that collar on there. Okay. Now, will it be possible to chop the end off this and weld that on the end? There's a lot of torsion stress on that. So you can see the new gear off the Mini and the old gear off the Simca. And they're exactly the same by the look of it. So I'm gonna grind the end off here, I think. Push the shaft out. Or shall I just punch it out? See if it'll punch. Just measure it first. So I got 95. Yeah, that spline's bigger than the hole. Right, so I can't weld that on there. If that's welded on there, I can't push it through. Can't push it through from that end. So it must have been assembled this way, with that on there like that. And then this pushed over and pinned on. If I try and knock that through there, that'll just knacker that up because this is only like an aluminium. And I've got no spline left on here. So running out of options, see if this will tap through. So I've sacrificed a socket. So as I can support it on this inner shoulder rather than this delicate edge. So that'll go on there. I'll get that in the vise and just see if that'll tap through. I'm just going to file the top off it first. See if I can weaken that pin. Not moving. Now, does that go through there? Yes, it does. Right. So, I could fit that to that, push that through, weld that to that, push that through, and then refit that and put a blobber weld on the end and pin it over, possibly. Alright, here we go. I think the chances of this working are slim. I'm going to try and TIG this. I mean, I don't even know what the metal is. It could be stainless, but I think it might be some sort of, I don't know what it is. Carbon steel? But it's sawed okay, so possibly stainless. The first tack has gone alright. That's just a fusion tack. I'll let that cool down and clean it up. Well, TIG didn't really work. I kept having like a bubble come out the side. Some sort of explosion of gas, I don't know what it was. So I resorted to MIG and turned it up full blast and hit it, and that seemed to work all right. I did have it arced across there when I was using TIG, which is a shame. But of course, keeping it flat's the difficult thing, or keeping it straight rather. And it's a little bit out. So I'm going to put some grinding paste on it and just grind some clearance on this tube where the hump is. So I put some grinding paste on there and spun it up with a drill. And that's as free as a bird, probably a bit sloppier than it was originally, but with some grinding, sorry, not grinding paste, with some grease in there, I think that'll be fine. Let's see if I can get these ends back on there. Make sure you get on the right way. Oh, that's gone a bit far. Okay. Well, that's on. What's it look like in there? That's all right. All right, put this back together. I think we'll have a bit on the end there as well. So, just clean that end up. Just dusted a bit of silver paint on the end there. Right, then we got that on there, which doesn't seem to do much. Now we've got to get this back on here. I'm going to do that off camera, be a bit easier. And that's gone on, and I've just pinned it over a little bit, both ends. And we are sorted. Whether it will last, time will tell, but I'm pretty confident that's all right. Where's the nut gone? I had to clean up this. This is all butchered, this thread here. Took me ages to get that right. So, same again on the other one. There we are, just to complete it. So that's the one I fixed up before. I was missing this piece off the other one. But on the other one, that's all I had to do was replace this. So I can get closer to that. Oops. I mean, that's just lost all its splines. It's just worn off completely. So just replace that with one of my spares, and that seems all right. And I made a new one of those, and I think this is 20mm overflow pipe. So I just made one of those for that. Now motor runs. I'll replace this wire because that has just lost all its insulation. I can't get it to park, but it runs on and off, so that'll do me for now. Cleaned it all up, cleaned all the gears out and everything, re-greased it, cleaned the drive. I'm not sure it ever did work on park because this was missing, this contact for the earth. So it will just run off those two contacts, live and negative. And that's it for now. Just one more thing to sort with these is one of these mounting bolts is sheared off. And it was sheared off when I got there. So I'll have to come up with a solution to get that bolted down tight. And I shall get all this back in the car, make sure it all works all right before I put the screen in. And that's it. I've done quite a bit on the wipers. Redone those, but I've got some video coming on that. Modified these wheel boxes and put new ends on and so on. But today I'm going to finish off these lights. And I've got the one in. And I'll just show you how I do that. Wiper motor mounting. And these are obviously out and this one's obviously broken. And I've got nothing there really to play with. I mean, I'll give it a shot just welding a washer onto the end of that stud. And then welding a bolt on. I think the chances are pretty much zero, but I'll have a go. So I've hit that with a torch, try and free that up. And here's the washer I'm going to put on, and I've countersunk that a little bit, just to try and give me every last chance. Okay, place your bets. What do you reckon? 5% chance. Well, it's certainly welded to something. I'm going to have to put the camera down. Well, would you believe it? I thought I was going to have to weld a stud on here. I think we're winning. Well, I wonder why that broke. That's not overly rusty. Anyway, Bit of good news. Right, next thing to sort out. So, this here, I believe, is an original Plein Ciel spacer. Goes on there. It was fitted to the car. It's a proper part, so I've no reason to believe that's wrong. And these are mini or midget. What do you call them? I don't know, bezels. But you can see that. The angle's different. Now this is one that I made out of a piece of pipe. Made it to the same angle. You probably see it better on there. So I'm going to cut a new one of these, same angle as that, and see if that angle of attack will still go through the two holes in the bulkhead. Let's see what that says. Where are you? That's about there, I would say. Fortunately, I got plenty of this pipe to make a few errors. So the length I want, so we've got to get that on. Where are you? I'm going to get that on and that on. And then the nut, so that's about, I don't know, 5mm too long. Try and cut this slightly long. It'll be too short now, we watch. It's a nice little set, this. You get all 6 pieces, including delivery, is £7. So I think it's pretty good. I'm just going to take a whisker off that. Right, moment of truth. So go through 3 thicknesses. Well, that seems all right. No, still too long. Oh, maybe not. Well, it goes through, but it does leave a gap there. So I think one or two of these inner holes need enlarging to let that come past. I think it's probably stuck on the inside hole or the outside hole. And that needs to, where are you? This needs to come up. No, it doesn't. It needs to go down. It needs to go down. And it is hard. Oh, come on. It is hard on this bottom hole here. So if I just try and take a bit off that. Actually, there is some crud under here. I'll clean that up first. This panel, I'm on the right hand side here. It is dented in there. And the other side isn't. So I'll try it on the other side. That fits. That fits quite well. Oops. This is a second-hand nut. You do get new nuts in that kit. Fortunately, you can get through there. I'm just going to see if I can bump that up a bit. I was left-handed, right? There's a load of junk on the back of that. I should really remove that. I'm not going to use those. I need some lead in there. I'm not a big fan of lead really, but That's a bit of a stress point. Sometimes it make it worse with putting heat on these foot panels. And I think that has sunk a little bit. A lot of people don't bother with that step, but that just gets rid of all the acid. That's why I don't like lead. If you're trying to do a panel that's lapped, you can't clean all the acid out, and you're leaving acid trapped. So that should be easy, shouldn't it? Made that look difficult. Need to put some more in there. So, do we have wipers? Bit noisy, nothing's greased yet, and nothing's really bolted up tight. They seem to be doing what they should.